Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? Hope all is good. So in this video, I want to share the story behind why I left Paystack. If you remember a couple of months ago, I shared the journey behind how I landed my job at Paystack. And as most of you already know, I don't work at Paystack at the moment. So what happened? How did I leave Paystack? Why did I leave Paystack? This is a question I have gotten a lot of times. Why did I leave Paystack? Was I fired? Was I laid off? Or did I leave because Paystack culture was not good enough? Was I uncomfortable? Was I not growing? Why did I leave Paystack? So in this video, I'm going to be clearing the air and I'll be giving you guys all the details. So if this sounds interesting, let's get right in. So why did I leave Paystack, which happens to be one of the top fintech companies in Africa? Well, let me first clarify this. I totally enjoyed my time at Paystack. I loved the role I played in my team. I loved the culture. The culture was superb. The opportunities for learning and growth was just amazing. So I enjoyed every bit of my time at Paystack. And let me also say this, I was not a low performer. In fact, in certain instances, I exceeded the expectations set for me by my manager. So you can be sure that it's not a matter of performance. So what happened? Let me get to the story. I promise I will try to make it as short as possible. So sometime last year, I wanted to leave the country. I wanted to travel out of Nigeria. I mean, Japa, as we all know it, or relocate out of the country. My options were not that much. I think I had three options. The first option was to go through the global talent visa route, which is what we know as Tech Nation. The second option was to go through maybe the schooling route. Maybe I travel out to do masters, right? And the third option was to maybe get a job outside of the country that offers relocation. I mean, as far as I was concerned, the easiest for me then was just getting a job that offered relocation out of Nigeria, because for masters, I did not think I had enough money to be able to process masters, right? And number two, for technician, I didn't think I had the qualifications to be able to apply and actually get the endorsement. So I settled for just getting a job outside of the country. So one of my friends that was in Berlin, Germany then referred me to his company. So after the referral, I went through the interview process, which was about 7 stages, by the way. Almost, it was not easy at all. But eventually, I got the job. I was offered the role of a senior backend engineer. Obviously, I was very excited about this opportunity. But on the other hand, I was kind of sad. Let me just say I had mixed feelings because I was leaving Paystack that I really loved, and my colleagues that I had relationships with. And even at that time, I remember I got another offer from a company in Dubai. So my options were to pick either Dubai or Germany. Eventually, I picked Germany over Dubai because number one, I felt Germany had a lot more tech communities than Dubai, and I felt Germany had a lot more opportunities in the tech space than Dubai. And also the very important thing was that I had a lot of friends in Germany, and that was a big leverage for me because trust me, you don't want to get stranded in another man's country. So not long after I accepted the offer, we started processing my relocation to Berlin. So I also started working remotely at this company, and for the first month I was still at Paystack. This is usually because I want to have some kind of overlap to take a sneak peek into what the new company looks like before I eventually drop the current one. And this is because honestly, you never can tell. At times you might be getting into a worse situation and eventually you might not get what you want career wise. So I try to have some kind of overlap, usually just 1 month, nothing more than 1 month, and I drop the current company or the previous company. I wasn't comfortable stringing up the two jobs at the same time, mainly because number one, it was getting tiring, and also because my productivity at Paystack was being affected. And honestly, I would rather go out on a high note while I still had my reputation than spoil my reputation and then leave after. So I decided to resign from Paystack. Yeah, so you've heard it. I resigned from Paystack. Honestly, it wasn't an easy decision, and it was kind of emotional for me because I had already built a lot of relationships at Paystack. I loved my job. I loved every single bit of my time at Paystack. So it wasn't really easy for me. I was just very determined to leave the country, honestly. So after resigning at Paystack, I focused on the new company and my relocation process. I think a few weeks after that, I got invited for my visa interview, and about a week after, my visa got delivered to my doorstep. I was so excited that finally this is happening. I'm about to leave this country. And at that time, I had already booked my flight. I had paid for my apartment in Berlin. In fact, I had started selling some of the things I had in my apartment in Nigeria. And then something happened. So one morning, I remember it was like a Tuesday morning, the CTO and the CEO of the company announced that there will be layoffs. My heart almost dropped. Because based on the information we got, right, about 120 to 150 people were going to be laid off. And I had just joined a couple of months ago, like barely just 2 months, right? How am I supposed to survive this layoff? In fact, I was pretty sure I wouldn't survive the layoff. And honestly, I didn't. I don't know what you were expecting, but I didn't survive the layoff because my team was a team of 10 and my team was reduced to 3 from 10. So obviously, I was affected by the layoff. And let me add that this was just about 2 weeks away from my travel date and 2 days to my birthday. It was so crushing. I remember I just lay down on my couch thinking about my life, and the only thing that could come out of my mouth was, God, why? Like, who did I offend? Because honestly, that was like the second time it would happen that I planned to travel out of Nigeria and it did not work out. So in my mind, I was like, okay, are my village people following me or something? I don't understand. Also, because this was not something I had ever imagined that I would experience in my life. This was something that I only heard in the news, read in articles, but that I would experience layoff by myself. I never thought about it, but it happened. So at that point in time, I had a decision to make. Either I still travel to Berlin and then try to get a job within the first 3 months, and this job has to come with visa sponsorship, or I stay back in Nigeria. And eventually, I decided to stay back in Nigeria. My major reason was that I didn't want the pressure of me traveling to Berlin and then trying to get a job in 3 months. I didn't just want to put myself through that kind of stress when I can just stay back in Nigeria and wait for another opportunity. And that was what I decided to do. So I stayed back in Nigeria and I'm still here. So one of the first things I did after making my decision was to call the people that already promised to get some of my gadgets. I just told them, bro, it's not happening again. No, just keep your money. Let me keep my gadgets. And yes, one other question I've gotten asked is, why did I not go back to Paystack? Well, the simple answer for that is that I just did not feel I should go back. And I also felt in my heart that my time at Paystack was up. So I just needed to pick up myself and move on with life, which was what I did. So yeah, that's it guys, how and why I left Paystack. Honestly, this has been the most interesting and most challenging experience in my whole career, at least up until now. And honestly, while in the midst of the whole experience, it wasn't a funny thing to deal with at all. But looking back in retrospect now, honestly, I think I learned a lot from that experience. So at this point, I know you guys probably have some more questions, like, did I get another job? How long did it take me to get another job? How many interviews did I have to go through to be able to land another job? I think I will leave the answers to those questions for another video another time. I hope this video was interesting and worth your time. What do you think about the experience I just shared? Have you had the same experience in your career, or you've experienced something similar? Please drop a comment and share your experience in the comment section. Also like the video and share for more reach. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, keep believing, keep growing, and keep glowing.